Topic of today's video, breeding ground for complacency. No. Breeding ground for entitlement. That's the topic of today's video, breeding ground for entitlement. Kind of gave away what I was getting ready to go into with this topic of this video, but who cares? Never mind. The first step in this is being complacent. Complacency. That's the first step in having a breeding ground for entitlement. I can think back to a lot of real world examples with just witnessing what's happened around me with some of the individuals up off in my life where I've seen entitlement take place. And it started out from a person wanting better, wanting to set goals or setting goals, but not following through. It doesn't matter whether they were scared to follow through, whether things just never got off the ground, whether they became complacent, whatever the case may be. But they wanted to do some things. Things didn't pan out, and they went so long. That's the reason why I came up with that first step in this process being complacency. Things went so long, they kind of feel like their time has passed. And when they see other people doing, and they see things taking off up around them, they feel like, hey, I had that idea. I had, the initiative to do this years ago. That should be me. That should be me. Why them? Why are they getting what I wanted? A long time ago, way before they even thought about it. Or so you think. That's the breeding ground for entitlement. And as with that example that I just laid out, you can see that's the reason why I'm backing it up with stating that it begins with complacency. Let's talk about complacency for a moment. This is how you end up being stuck in a rut. You don't know how to get out of. Sometimes you're in that loop, feel like you're running that hamster wheel. For whatever reason, whether in your life you just kind of feel, man, now's not the right time to make a move. I got this going on, whatever the case may be. That was the reason why when I started out a lot of my earlier videos, I tried to start them out with things that were easily digestive, things that you could easily do in your spare time. And if you could do these beginning steps of pursuing your goals, which, just giving you a little hint on some of the things I mentioned in my earlier videos, I just talk about researching your goals. These are things that are free. Doing stuff in your off time, the little time that you have or what have you when you're contemplating doing something, research doesn't cost you anything. Talking to people. Research, some people may say, well, man, I have to have the internet, I have to do this, that, and other. And maybe, I don't have the internet. Maybe I don't have a computer to do this. Maybe I have to go to the library. I don't know, because I'm speaking to you all as an audience. So there's a wide array of reasons that you might not be able to do certain things. But research doesn't have to always be something outside of your circle. It can be just your thought process on thinking about how you can get things done. We'll look at that first example of me talking about the internet not being a thing. Some people can't even fathom the idea of not having the internet because it's just with everything that you have. You get a phone, it comes on there. You get a computer. I mean, obviously you're getting a computer to have the internet, but let's just say you don't have the internet. What's some steps that I can do to be in a position where I'm able to do the internet, because there's some things that I need to do. Maybe there's some online classes that I need to do to help me get further towards my goal. Maybe I need some online access, so there's some certificates and some things that I don't know. But how do you start building towards that? It starts somewhere. Think about it. My mind just jumped to another topic of a video or something I had just recorded. Another thought crossed my mind. But anyways, with this, what is the... This is the reason why I record these videos the way that I do. Breeding ground for complacency. What I'm talking about. What you're trying to do is you're trying to avoid that. You're trying to avoid being in a rut. You're trying to avoid running that hamster wheel. So to avoid that is for you to keep thinking about ways to push forward, keep moving ahead in a healthy way. How many times have you heard people refer to entitlement? I've never even heard of a good example of entitlement. I'm just like, man, that person's really entitled. Or that statement within itself, it lets you know, man, they're really entitled. They think that they should just have. If you think that you should have, work towards getting it. I'm going to end this video off with talking about, I remember one person where they always had some bright idea. I'm saying a bright idea, that's putting it lightly. It was really always a get-rich-quick scheme. They always had the idea to do something, no follow-through. And they would get mad at everybody around them because they didn't support them in what they did. They had no follow-through on anything. I had watched them run this race to where they had gotten all the way up to the finish line and then quit. Just quit. One of the things that they had stated, I remember hearing them say was, I think I'm just scared of success. Okay, if you're scared of success, maybe you need to evaluate or reevaluate why you're scared of success. Maybe you need to deal with that before you start trying to pursue on some of these goals again. Since you've already watched yourself go all the way up to the finish line and then back out. Just flop out on yourself. From what I've seen, every failure that they've had at everything they've done has been at their own hands. When you talk to them, it's from a position of them feeling entitled. They think they should just have. They're forgetting that I've seen a lot of what's occurred around them, and they've been their own biggest enemy. Not the people that's around them, because they wouldn't help out and chip in. That's it. I have nothing left. If you hadn't already, hit the subscribe button on this video. Follow me on other social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. This is where I'm hosting my videos at. Stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. My name's Aim. You all have a good one.